Oh all, spontaneous creations with Brian here. Excuse me. What I got in front of you is Tri-Art liquid glass. Now I got this a while back. I've only used it to do a top coat on a couple paintings. I'm going to try it as a medium. What I got is 7 colors. They're all creative inspirations. What I'm going to use is crimson, cadmium orange hue, lemon yellow, permanent red, and dioxazine violet, then white and black. White and black. All creative inspirations. I'm only using the Tri-Art and the creative inspirations, and then mixing up 2 cups of each color. One side I'm put silicone in, the other side I'm not. I'm going to do a couple paintings, see what happens. I did mix up the red already, one red already. This is very little paint. Very little paint. It's about 2 ounces, and I only used a small dollop of paint for this. I did not measure, so take one of these cups and I'm going to get it up high, and just like that amount of paint, just a tiny dollop in there. I'm talking that's like 8 to 1. 1 part paint, 8 parts of this liquid glass. Mix that up. And it kept the color real good. It is the right consistency. Hope that consistency is coming out on the camera real good. Real easy. And the mix, there might have used a little bit more paint in this one. They're pretty close though. We got those 2. And we're going to do some dioxazine violet. And again, just a tiny bit. So this liquid glass is almost the right consistency without any paint in it. It's a bit thin. It's a little bit thin, but it's almost perfect. Hoping you guys can see that consistency okay on there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and mix up the rest of these. I'll be back. Okay, so we got them all mixed up. Again, just Tri-Art liquid glass and a tiny dollop of creative inspirations. In each one of these, there's about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces of liquid in each one of these cups. I'm going to put silicone in one set of colors, not the other. I'm not going to put any silicone in the white or the black. But we're going to do, actually it's dimethicone, it's coconut milk hair serum. I just put it in this little bottle so it's easier to disperse. And we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So you got just two drops in each one of the colors. And then I'm just going to stir it in a little bit. Hopefully not too much. I got a pretty good consistency with all of these. Now I have noticed there's some air bubbles. There's a lot of air bubbles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for about a half hour. Now that I got it all mixed up. About a half hour. There's no silicone in the black, but in the white, I did use a little bit more paint in the white, not a lot. I'd say I'd compare it to using acrylic paint in resin. You don't want to use a lot. It thickened up. I tried it with a lot, and it thickened up way too much. So, okay, you've watched me stir that stuff enough. I will be back in about a half an hour. Okay, I'm back. It's been a little while. Looks like most of the bubbles are gone. I did have to stir the silicone once more, so I did put some bubbles back into them. They'll be alright. What I got is two hexagon canvases. These are 5.5 ounce cups. I'm not sure exactly. I don't know why I always do that. They are 5 ounce cups. Okay. Silicone, no silicone, tri-art glass with Creative Inspirations paint, just a little bit of paint in each. I'm just going to do simple dirty cup flips. We're going to see what happens. So I'm going to start with this side with the silicone. Pour a little bit of white in the bottom there. Yellow. Stuff is very sticky. It's not quite as bad as silicone, but, or not silicone, epoxy, but close. And some black. And repeat. That white really sinks. Probably going to have enough paint left over to do a third. We're going to go with that on the silicone side. Just 2 layers. And we'll start with the non-silicone. Some white. Excuse me. I've never used the Tri-Art for anything besides covering a couple paintings. And then I didn't mess with it a whole heck of a lot. I did like it as a clear coat form. It's not quite epoxy level, but it's close. Nothing beats epoxy on them. It's just such a pain in the butt. And we're going to end with the black again. So, silicone, no silicone, essentially exactly the same. Get these out of the way a little bit so I have room to tilt. Same on this side. Okay. Should I swirl them? Should I do a... No, I'm not going to. Just gonna flip them. Like so. And like so. I really have no idea how the silicone is going to react in this. I did watch one where they use silicone and it seemed to work out. Put a couple holes in there. And we're going to give it a minute. Silicone side decided it was coming out. I didn't spray the cup with silicone or anything like that. I didn't want to add any more. And this side. Few good sized air bubbles there. Now, I know I should not use the torch very much with this stuff at all, but got to get rid of some bubbles. Some cells popped up in there. It's a bit cloudy looking right in through here. Let's see what happens when we tilt it. Don't want to go off yet. Back to the center. Slight turn. Back to the center. A slight turn. See a spot where I got too close with that torch, but I'm not sure how it's going to affect it. Could have used a little bit more, I suppose, in the cups. A little bit, another layer maybe. Because those were 5-ounce cups. They were about 4.5 ounces full. I suppose you could get really mathematical and get your exact down if you want. I do not do it that way. Back to the center again. That way. Hey y'all, I'm back. Brian, Spontaneous Creations here. So last night I was shooting a video and the battery on my camera died. So I didn't get to finish the video. These are the finished paintings from that video. Which I don't know whether I'm going to marry the beginning of that video and this video together or not. But this is the one that there's silicone in. Now I had a leveling problem. My canvas wasn't level. It was a little bit tilted. So it stretched. And the cells kind of stretched out a little bit. I still like this painting a lot. But it's a little bit washed out. I'm not super happy with it. This one here, a little less of a leveling problem, but it didn't get very many cells. It just looks kind of like maybe a picture of, I don't know. It's a little bit washed out, stormy clouds, weird colors. That's no silicone. Now what I used was Tri-Art liquid glass as the medium and a little dollop of Creative Inspirations paints. Now I've got titanium white, lemon yellow, cadmium orange, permanent red, crimson red, dioxazine violet, and lamp black. Those are all Creative Inspirations. Now I had them no silicone and silicone. Same colors, did the two paintings that I just showed you, and had a bunch left over, about half and half. So I mixed them all together. So all of these have all the colors have silicone in them. White and black do not have silicone. And I'm going to do another painting on this 12-inch round. I do have this leveled. I got the little hooks on the bottom and no tilting, pretty level. Got me a 9-ounce cup, which is too much for this size canvas, but it's what I'm going to do. Gloves, sorry. Leave you looking at a blank canvas for a minute. Yeah, that camera died on me last night. I was bummed because that was working out to be a pretty decent video, I think. So again, I'm just going to do a dirty cup flip. And then see how much paint I have left over. The consistency on these are about accurate. Like I said, it's just a little dollop of paint. I did use a little bit more paint in the white, just because. No real reason. Throw some white in the bottom there. And I think I'm going to go from dark to light this time. Purple. Crimson. permanent red. I'm wondering if I should break up those reds. Maybe that might help the composition. Cadmium orange. And lemon yellow. Might be the wrong color yellow for this palette too, but that's okay. A little bit of black. And we're going to do it again. White. Purple. Reds, some orange. Now there's only 2 drops of silicone in these cups. Now that was 2 drops in the cups I mixed up last night, which was about as much paint, but I used half that paint, and then I married the non and cups with silicone in it, cups without silicone in it together, so it's a little bit less silicone, I suppose. Should I do another layer, or is that enough paint? I'm going to throw another layer in there. What the heck? Not a lot. So, just a little bit of each. We'll have enough to do one more painting. Maybe this size. And I might do a different technique or something. That's what I'll do with the last of it. Maybe ring pour or something. I don't have enough black or white to do any kind of reverse swipe or anything, but we'll do something. We'll do something. Okay. So that's plenty of paint for this size canvas. I shouldn't have to stretch this much at all. And I don't want to stretch this much because I really like the way the cells came out instantly on the last one. So let's do this. Do the flipping part. Flip that over. Center it up. I did not spray the cup with any kind of silicone. So let's give it some air. Oh, it's a thicker cup. A little trick. Take your needle, take a lighter, put some heat on the lighter. That way you don't risk crushing your cup by trying to poke the holes in there. Just melts through the, puts holes in the bottom. Look at it move. So we're gonna leave that right there for now. Well, a few cells, not a lot. A lot of it did come out. There's a big glaze on there. Now with this tri-art, you don't want to hit it with too much heat. You don't want to get the heat too close. it's like resin. It'll scorch it, basically. But you do want some heat. Because I do want some cells to come up. And they do come up with the heat. Maybe if I let it rest for a second, we'll see what happens. Wow. Different splotchy cells coming up. Let's get some tilting going on. Now, if you watched a lot of my videos, or any of my videos really, as of late, I don't like to go off the edge right away. And I don't go one side to the other either. I turn it. Don't like to swirl it. Just going close to the edge, and then pull them back to the middle. I feel as though this stretches the cells out better. Back to the center, turn it a little bit, go that way. Close to the edge, back to the center. Now I feel as though this is the right amount of paint for this canvas. And I'm trying not to get my hands all sticky with it. Went off the edge over there. It's okay. Oh no, I didn't. Almost off the edge. Drastic turn. So that's almost to the edge. It did go off the edge on that side. I'm going to hit it with the heat again. Just because I see some bubbles in there. And maybe we'll get some more reaction. Don't keep that heat in one spot very long at all, because it will scorch it. It will scorch that tri-art just the same as it would resin. Just seeing a few little bubbles that I'd like to not have in there. Okay, we got to go off the edge. Bring that back. Not talking because I'm tilting. I And everybody knows you gotta hold your breath when you're tilting. Can't talk when you're holding your breath. Oh, the green. I didn't put no green in this, but there's green right there. That's the yellow and the black mixing, huh? So this side needs to go a little bit more. So the edges don't look great. I mean, there's a lot of blank spots. I don't know how much of this I want to do to it, because it's fairly thick as far as, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't think the edges on this are gonna, using this medium is going to look all that great unless you way overuse too much paint and use way too much paint. Sure, you can get some great sides, all the sides looking right, but this is expensive stuff, really. We'll see how gravity works on those sides for now. So if this dries this way, which I don't think I'll have the leveling problem I had yesterday. Now, how much more of the cells developing, I don't know. I've got some pretty good cells in there. Let's see if I can bring it down some. Look at it better. Move my camera or my phone over here so I can see what you're seeing. Yeah, that sucks. Doing it that way sucks. Oh well, I'll do it this way. Pull it up. Give you a decent shot of it. Kind of like it. I do like these colors. That purple came out in there good. Got most of that green out of there, but there still is a little bit of green in there. Hope you guys like that. Hopefully somebody got some questions answered. Answers questioned. I'm going to let this sit for a bit and then I'll come back and finish this video. Got paint all over my fingers, and apparently pinkies don't turn cameras off from cell phones. Why a pinky wouldn't do it, I don't know. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. It's been 10 minutes or so. I did change the angle of the camera a bit. Bring it up again. Maybe you get a better look at it this way. That purple came out on this one. Did not come out on the other ones. Really hope you like this. I like it. There is a couple of air bubbles still there. And I didn't put gloves on again, so just another paper towel. I'm happy with it. We're going to do this again. Just because I see some air bubbles in there. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get them out with this, or I'm just going to have some dots in the middle. I don't think I'm going to get any more cells or anything coming up with that. Oh, I did. Right in through there a little bit, little tiny ones. Okay, so that's that. Tri-Art Glass, Creative Inspirations, Coconut Milk Hair Serum. I really like this one. I hope it dries right. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit that bell. Have a good day. T-O-T out.